With the beginning of civilization come the 8 themes of civilization. The Persian chart is an acronym for the themes of civilization, with population, political, economic, religion, social systems, intellectual or innovation, arts and entertainment, and environment. All themes are interrelated and have effects on one another. The Persian chart comes from an old College Board AP graphic organizer. Population has an effect on all the other themes. The distribution of populations around the world and the migration patterns from one region to another affect environment, politics, religion, and so forth. It is estimated by 2020 there will be 8 billion people on the planet. Traditionally, China and India have had the largest populations, with China at 2 billion and India at about 1 billion. As populations increase, there is a need for leadership and political boundaries. In Mesopotamia, the beginning of territories with independent kings develops into city-states, including the walled city and surrounding countryside. With the collection of taxes, agriculturalists and villagers are offered protection within the city walls. These city walls become a part of an empire or larger territory under the power of a sole ruler or monarch. Governments in which priests dictate laws are theocracies. Laws were also written. Hammurabi's laws are the most famous of ancient history, as they are the first written and publicly displayed laws to be discovered by archaeologists. Laws are not always equal. However, eye for an eye does not apply if a slave has been blinded. Since the Neolithic era, agriculture and pastoral agriculture drove the economy for thousands of years. In Mesopotamia, the development of agriculture along the Tigris and Euphrates rivers led to a surplus of barley and wheat, larger populations, and a division of labor. Specialization created innovation to further boost production in newly found industries. Construction of canals allowed merchants to trade artists and goods, resources such as cedar, and mined metals, bronze, gold, silver, and precious stones. Bartering systems were soon established. People traded goods and services for other goods and services, and though the Lydians began to mint coins, there was not a consistent form of money or banking. Taxes were even collected in the form of goods such as beef, goat's milk, and wheat. Religion unites and divides populations in spiritual and moral beliefs, creating a sense of purpose and place in the world. Polytheism, or the worship of many gods and goddesses, led to the construction of immense temples called ziggurats. All natural occurrences, including drought, famine, and damaged crops, or the exact opposite, were thought to be the acts of the gods and goddesses. To please the deities, animal sacrifices were made and overseen by priests. Only priests could enter certain temple rooms where they spoke with the gods and goddesses, making them powerful both spiritually and politically. Historically, luck of birth determined economic placement on the social hierarchy pyramid, while political and religious systems held the structure in place. There was very little movement between social classes. If you were born a laborer, you would not become a scribe or a priest. The wealthier classes were more politically, religiously, and socially influential, and were the only educated class. With greater populations came a wider divide between those with and those without. In past economies, especially agricultural, human labor has been the greatest source of energy. Robotics and machinery have shifted that scenario, with less people needed for an increase of production in the past 2 centuries. While Mesopotamia didn't see the likes of robotics, The invention of canals, levees, plow, potter's wheel, weaving looms, cuneiform, sailboats, wheel, glass, purple dye, bronze tools and weapons, a number system based on 60 calendars, sundials, chariots. All of these inventions completely changed the lifestyles of the Sumerians and Mesopotamians. Larger populations and more time enabled arts and entertainment to flourish. With cuneiform and the Phoenician alphabet, storytelling, histories, and literature were written and libraries constructed. Engineering enabled towering structures. Architecture became detailed, with fortified walls being highly decorative. Sculpture, painting, and gardening were prized. Theater, music, and sports developed and united populations through amicable competition. Of course, the development of civilization would not have been possible without water systems, which first attracted hunter-gatherers. Floodplains along the Tigris and Euphrates rivers offered rich silt as a resource for the successful production of wheat and barley. Mesopotamians adapted to the flooding with the construction of levees, dams, and basins to irrigate crops, and manipulated and modified the environment with growing populations, the use of mud bricks to construct city-states, the mining of bronze for more efficient tools and weapons, and the building of canals as a faster means of transportation for trade. The rivers, plateau, and wildlife would forever change due to human interaction.